Hello there guys and welcome back to the Game Adventures and welcome back to the beautiful farm DLC here in House Flipper. So today what are we building? Well, as the thumbnail suggests and the title, we're building a recreation centre. So think sort of like youth centre in England, sort of like holiday clubs, that sort of thing. It's a place where our little town that we're building here can send their children basically, or they can come and enjoy it themselves. So what is going to be in there? Well, it's a full glass front, as you can see from the thumbnail. In the back, I tried to put a pool in, but the pool magically disappeared and wouldn't let me fix it, so you have to imagine the pool. So yeah, there's going to be a gym, there's a bit of a kitchen with a couple of tables, a pool table, ping pong table. It's everything that would be in a rec centre nowadays. So yeah, that's what is in here, a bit of a gaming section as well. So you can see we've put the foundation in downstairs. The walls that are downstairs are for the kitchen and the walls for the upstairs are for the gym area. So we jump back down, we hit that E button and get that going. So yeah, this is what's happening today. In the last episode we built the house that's to the left of it, which is obviously that's up on the channel now. So if you haven't already seen it, please check that out as well and drop a comment over there to see what your thoughts are. And if you are new here, then hit subscribe. We bring House Flipper Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Yeah, it's well worth hitting that subscribe. There's lots of content, there's lots of things to enjoy over here on the Game Adventures. So what are we doing now then? We're just putting the doors in. What I wanted was an all glass front, and that is what you'll see that is what happens. We start whacking some glass walls in now to get that all the way across. So yeah, in previous videos I've asked obviously for comments down below regarding what your favourite things are. When I recorded this episode I was watching Doctor Strange, The Madness of the Multiverse. So what I want to know today is, what's your favourite film? It's as simple as that. I want to know what your favourite film is, or your favourite Marvel film, your favourite DC film, your favourite type of film. You let me know what your favourite type of film is down below in the comment section. And yeah, like I say, for instance, my favourite film, Marvel film, is any Spider-Man with Tom Holland. If I was to choose any other film overall, it's We Bought a Zoo. That is my favourite film overall, We Bought a Zoo. It stars Matt Damon and Scarlett Johansson, and the clue's in the name. Matt Damon buys a zoo. If you haven't already, check it out below. Check it out below. If you haven't already, check it out. It's well worth watching. Yeah, they built by a zoo. It's based on a real story. It's down south in England. I think it's set off a zoo in Portsmouth, around down there. Obviously, the film isn't. The film's in America, because obviously it's American actors and things. But it's a really good film, how they rescue a zoo from shutting down completely, basically. And he takes on looking after the animals and things. If you haven't seen it, honestly, it's one that will pull at your heartstrings. It's a very good film. So check it out not down below. Check it out if you haven't already seen it. Or if you have seen it, let me know your thoughts on it. But yeah, you let me know in the comments what your favourite film is. And yeah, we'll obviously get the chatting through that. What I'm going to do now is just obviously get I think we can do pool table now and the ping pong table. Or do we just put the table in? I think we put the table in actually. This table comes out. I didn't like it in the end, but yeah, we put the table in, which is always good. So yeah, we starting work on a rec centre. My thinking behind this rec centre is keep it low key, keep it minimalistic, a bit like the other builds that we've done on this account, on this little area that we've done. I tried to find it. I totally forgot that it's not pool or snooker in some things. It's known as a billiard table. We get a dartboard in as well that goes upstairs as well next to the game consoles. But we get a ping pong table in there. And then what we do is we try and find the pool table that's not known as a pool table. So what I did in the end is just type table, and then I saw it billiard, and then it comes. So right there, I think you see you've got your two staple points of any game activities when people come. My thinking behind it was obviously it's somewhere to go in the town, and also they'd be serving drinks and food and snacks. You've got upstairs we put two game consoles, which I always think is quite good. So yeah, we are cracking on with that. Like I say, if you haven't already seen any of the builds, the playlist is linked down below. As I explained on previous builds, we're working all on the same lot, and the reason for that is because you only get 3, and obviously this is my 4th build now that would be on them lots. So it's always good as well to make sure that we're putting that in. We're putting the lots in, getting the maximum space out of the lot and getting there as well. So it's well worth checking it out. The playlist down below. It is it's a good playlist. There's several different types of houses. We built a shipping container house. What else did we build? We've built a cabin in the woods. We've built can't remember the name of them all. Let me have a look. We built the last one is a bachelor's paradise. That is where we have built a single person's house. It's a very good build. It's very highly decorated and detailed. It's well worth checking it out. Again, that's in the playlist. I'm just trying to find it, but my internet's being a bit weird. And then what was the third one? Cabin in the woods. Oh, the Floridian styled home. So it's a Florida house based out of the Sunshine State over in America, Florida. Now, my thinking behind that house was obviously Airbnb and things like that. So that's, again, well worth a check out as well. So as you can see now, back to this video, we are putting the gym together. Now, I built this room a little bit too small. It probably should have been the other way around. The gym should have been out there, and the games room should have been in here. But you'll see in the end it does work. I'm trying to find out what we could do. A lot of it was for outside, which annoyed me a little bit. So I'm just trying to find everything. It's hard to find things. So we get some yoga mats. We've put some yoga mats down. Obviously, it's not a strenuous gym. It's not like fully decked out in gym gear. We've got a couple of treadmills and then a bit of a weight. It isn't so that you'd use it on the regular like you would do a normal gym. It was just a fitness room that I felt would look quite good in a rec centre. You want to come in, it's raining outside like it is currently at time of recording. It's absolutely leathering it down here, time of recording. So yeah, somewhere to come in and do some weights, do some yoga, or do some Pilates, or sort of do a run on the treadmill, and then that was it. Sort of thing. There isn't any doors in this build apart from the kitchen. Everything else remains open. We do a bit of an outside deck area as well with a grill and a pizza oven, which is starting to go in now. That's starting to come in now. We do the fence. The fence, I'm not great at fences, so we just cap it off. If you've seen any previous House Flipper career mode videos where we work on the farm DLC, you'll see that I am absolutely useless at fencing. We have a love-hate relationship with the fence. So yeah, it is a case of we need to I just make do with what I can. It's not amazing, the fence tool on this game. I'm hoping it is the one thing I hope that they do change massively on House Flipper 2. I just want the option to draw my fence like kind of Sims basically. It's up, right, down. Same way as the building tool, I would suggest. The same way as the building tool. But yeah, also people have been, commenting and mentioning about the animals, and it's the farm DLC. Why don't we build a farm? Now, what is happening on Friday? Friday's video, which I have watch this before we get on to Fridays. Watch what happens here, and let's see whether we can spot where the pool magically disappears to. So we're putting it in. Right, it's in. And it's gone. Where's it gone? I walk around, we go in and out, we take a fence out, which I can't put back. So I can put that one back. We go onto roofs. watch. We get the grappling hook. I try and put another pool in. So comment down below what has just happened there and whether it's my fault. I feel like it's my fault, but as you can see, we start jumping from building to building to see whether we can see it. We run around all the builds. It's just not there. It's disappeared. So if you know what I've done, comment down below. We come out of here, we even go in the cave. It's just not there. We walk back around that house, not there. So we just forget about it. And now I can't put the fence back in because of the dirt. Absolutely unbelievable. Right, so what I was discussing before the pool magically disappeared is Friday. On Friday, we are renovating a barn. So there is a barn for sale in the browser from the Farm DLC. It's a barn that we've already worked on in the game. I think it's the House of the Number One, where is Molly's career modes, where we, where the infamous "I'm petting a cow" came out. That wasn't a rerun of it, by the way. That was literally me doing it now. So yeah, that obviously I'd made that into a short. So because I'm petting a cow. So yeah, that's where that video came from. We will be renovating that barn. That barn will be renovated from a barn into a house. I hope. Again, don't hold me on that one because I've not tested it, I've not tried it, not filmed it, not done anything for it at all. I'm just hoping I can do it. So we can do it. If that's not Friday's episode, obviously I'll explain as to why it isn't on Friday's episode. More than likely it's because the game hasn't allowed me to do what I wanted to do. So, yeah. Moving swiftly back on, we're putting our deck in now. We're about halfway through this video actually. We're putting our deck back in here now, and we are making sure that everything fits nicely on our deck. Like I said, gardens I'm not spectacular with, but I'm hoping on Friday's episode, what as well is going to return when we've renovated the barn. I am hoping that the animals will return. That is when we'll start getting chickens, we'll start getting sheep, we're going to start getting cows again. No, not cows. We have a cow. She's called Zelda. She's returning on Friday. We aren't buying loads of cows. We're getting one cow, and we are loving that cow like it is our own. So, as you can see, I've put the pizza oven down. Let's get back to business before I get sidetracked on cows. I've put the thing down. I'm trying to find a hammock. It's just not big enough. So what we do is we get a grill instead with a couple of tables, and we knock them down as well. So yeah, like I say, if you are enjoying this build, drop a like on it. It does really help out the channel. And as you saw our little pop-up before, if you haven't already, please drop that subscribe button on the channel. We are growing nicely. So yeah, come and join the fun over here on the Game Adventures. In the last video, I explained obviously why the channel's going further run. If you haven't seen it, it is dropped down below in the playlist, so check it out. A little sneak peek there for the last video if you've not seen it. So check it out if you haven't seen that as well. But it's basically, House Flipper is the predominant game on the channel at the moment. And then obviously when House Flipper 2 comes out, that will be with City Skylines 2 as well, Frostpunk 2. Games like that as well, which is good. And I'm also, bit of a... I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it, but I've been playing Ride Sims 2, which, if you haven't ever seen anything to do with Ride Sims, it's a browser game. So you go on your Google Chrome, your Firefox, whatever you've got, your internet browser, you type in Ride Sims 2, and you register on there. What it is you get to dispatch and control rides, so such as Wicker Man at Alton Towers, you've got Stealth at Fort Park, you've got Icon, which is at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, you've got Valhalla, which is at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Baron 1958, which is obviously F-telling, you've got what's it called? Rides from Wallaby Holland, you've got Untamed from Wallaby Holland, you've got Flight Force, Avengers Flight Force from the Disney parks, you've got Big Thunder Mountain from the Disney parks, you've got Splash Mountain from the Disney parks. And again, they're all ranked from easy to hard, basically. Now, I've absolutely loved playing that in the last few days, so I don't know whether to do a quick 20-minute video on it. Let me know down below if that's something you'd be interested in. That's if I've not already put one out. Obviously, time of recording, we try and obviously do Monday, Wednesday, Friday with House Flipper. This video is going out on Wednesday the 10th of May. We try and obviously do it that way, and I also try and do videos in between sometimes if my time allows. We have started a Transport Fever video series that will be coming back. It's just the time allowed at the moment just hasn't allowed me to sit down and play for a long period of time, whereas obviously, and then when it has, the builds that I've had to do has been House Flipper, obviously, because they're the main bulk on the channel, and you know, we're keeping that as it is. So yeah, so I don't know, I might drop a Ride Sims video in. It's a click and browse game. Check it out if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen anything about it. It's just a mouse clicking game. You go on full screen and you operate a ride. You know, I've been operating Wicker Man, which is my favourite roller coaster, and I've also been operating the Swarm, which is my #1 coaster. Obviously, they're different. The Swarm holds a special place for reasons obviously I'm not going to go into right now. But Wicker Man is my favourite at Alton Towers. The Swarm is my favourite in the UK. So I've been operating a bit of them too, just, you know, getting used to it and playing along. It's a dead fun game. You can easily lose an hour of your life just dispatching trains. It's, you know, you get to manage the queue, the fast lane, and the standard lane. You get to determine how many trains are on the track. You know, you get to decide whether, for example, on Icon, you get to decide whether Enzo's out there or it's just Icon standard. Yeah, so it's, again, I might do a video on it. Who knows? Just thought obviously I'd discuss that a little bit now. Let me know as well in the comments what sort of games you're playing. Obviously, other than House Flipper. You know, let me know what other games you're playing at the moment. Obviously, there's quite a few coming out. We're 2 days away from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. You know, Star Wars Jedi Survivor's been out for a couple of weeks. Let me know if you've played that. There's Resident Evil 4 that's just come out. So again, let me know if you're playing that. Let me know what games you're excited for. Let me, you know, comment down below what is tickling your fancy this week. Yeah, we're putting a bit of a casino slot machine in here. Just I thought it goes with the room that is there, and I quite enjoyed it, so we put it in. And then we get a pinball machine next to it as well. Just something, again, the kids come in, there's gaming centres on here now. They didn't have the chair that I wanted, so I've made do. It's not great. Yeah, you see, I put them in. And yeah, I didn't like these chairs, but I've put them in anyway because they didn't have the chair that I wanted. And now we start decorating the rec centre. So yeah, we've got about 10 minutes left of this video, guys. Again, if you have liked it, drop a like on it down below. And then, yeah, drop a comment as well, or hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I feel as well that doing it this way, recording without the pressure of speaking at the same time, it makes it a bit easier for me to get the footage in and to get out there what we want to do. There's a lot of times I spend sitting looking at it like this going, what am I, right, does that go, does that not? So in real time, obviously, to get that across, it's quite hard. Whereas now, when we do it this way, I can just chat absolute rubbish for 20 minutes, half an hour, and while you're watching, sitting back and watching. So these LED strips, I absolutely love them. Well, I did until I put them up. They're not very bright. They didn't give the vibe that I wanted, but we've left them in anyway. Yeah, they didn't give the vibe that I wanted, to be honest. But I thought we'd leave them in. And we would make them a bit smaller. And then I realised there is higher intensity ones now. This is when I realised that. So I get them out, and they're a lot brighter. They're what I should have gone with. I just then couldn't be bothered to change it all back. So I'm sitting whilst recording the audio for this, and it is absolutely chucking it down. You wouldn't think we were in May. It's May in the UK, and it is absolutely levering it down. I don't think we've had one nice day yet this year. This year has been awful for weather. Let me know what the weather's like where you are. Obviously, if you're not from the UK, let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're watching the Game Adventures today. So yeah, back to the video. Dartboard. Dartboard has to go up in the games room. And I've even put a bathroom mat down as an hockey. Just obviously to get it in. It's not legit. There's probably distance or anything like that. But in terms of getting the video in, getting it into the video, I think in a rec centre, a youth centre, anything like that, there's always a dartboard. There's always a pool table and a ping pong table. When you go away and there's kids clubs or there's games rooms, they've always got ping pong or table tennis, depending on where you call it. And they've always got a snooker table, pool table, and they've always got a dartboard. They're like the three staples of what a rec centre should be. So yeah, I've enjoyed this build. It's been a bit more low-key than building a house or building whatever, because it's building, you know, it's a place. It doesn't have to be spectacular because it's a place where they come and they will use it. Obviously they won't because there's no one in the houses. But yeah, we aren't going to get rid of this plot, by the way. The plans for this plot house, we're going to flatten it all and build again. And build some more houses on the plot. Yeah, it's a bit daft, but you only get 3 plots, and this is, like I say, this is my 4th build. So if we were going off the plots, the house flipper speed builds would be done. And no one wants that, because then you miss I'm petting a cow. So yeah, you don't want that. Try and find now some motivational pictures. So, House Flipper devs, if you are listening, we don't have any motivational pictures. So put them in for House Flipper 2, please, for when you can do builds like this. Because I imagine in House Flipper 2, more builds will be more accessible, more easier to do as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, drop it in though. Drop the motivational quotes in, please. I put a light on, obviously. We need a light in the gym. And then we put good vibes only. So yeah, as you see, drop that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any videos. Trust me. They're only going to get better, guys, as I get better at doing them. So then we put some neons up. I absolutely love a neon. I don't like that relax with the thing on it. So we turn them on. And then we turn that one on as well. And turn that light off. It's a bit dark. You see the LEDs don't really do anything. Sorry, I've had to stop again. It is absolutely, and I mean this, you can barely see outside because it's absolutely chucking it down, which doesn't bode well for my roof because it leaks. So that'll be good. Well, it doesn't leak. Let's not, right, I don't live in squalor, so let's just obviously forget that. There's a bit of a trickle sometimes when it's torrential rain. It does need sorting, and my landlord is on with it apparently. And that's the last I heard. He's on fixing it for me. Nothing gets damaged. It goes into it goes into the hallway, if you will, the separation of the accommodation. Don't come into my part where I live. It just comes into the hallway and stuff. It's a bit painful. But apparently he's on with it, so that's where we'll leave that. I'm not going to go into a 20-minute rant about my landlord. So, next on the agenda, as you can see, is we'll get back to the video now. We get these nice trunk tables instead. I don't put chairs in there. And the reason I don't is because I'm going for the sort of vibe that... Well, I'm saying that. Rewatching it now, I probably should have put chairs in. I should have put chairs in, but I didn't. So, yeah. I'm going to put the good vibes only because... That's what we spread on this channel. Good vibes only on this channel. Treat people with kindness, as Harry Styles would say. So, yeah, that is what we're going for on the channel. We're closing in now. There's 5 minutes to go, so we're just going to get that bit done. I'm trying to think what happens now in the final 5 minutes. Not really much. Oh, we go outside, and I said in the last video, well, we need to do outside, yeah, so we plank all outside. The joys of buying scaffolding, obviously. The last video on the channel, I moaned about that too. So yeah, the joys of buying scaffolding. So, what is coming next in this video is, I said in the last one that there is some trees that I really liked, and I took it out. well, I'll put 2 of them in this one. We haven't gone for a big, extravagant entranceway. There's reasons behind it. I don't feel that the rec centre would have an extravagant entranceway. I feel it'd just have a door. So that's what I've put, with a couple of trees either side. You've got to imagine that all this is filled in and they can walk around, and yeah, it's not fantastic. What I might do is when we flatten all these down, so I am flattening all these houses eventually to make room for obviously the next builds coming on the channel. What I might do there is actually build a street and a street. Put the groundworks in for the street, and then you have houses on one side and one side on the other, and then we go with you know, a gym, proper gym, and a sports centre. It just depends how big the space we've got we can work with. So yeah, this is what's happening. Obviously, here comes the scaffolding now. I know that over here on the Game Adventures, we absolutely love the scaffolding on this game. Again, come on, I know it's realistic, but man wouldn't buy 800 pieces of scaffolding to fit some planks to his house. So again, comment down below if there's a better way of doing it. Obviously, time of recording, the Bachelor's Paradise video has only just gone out at time of recording for this. So I haven't been able to check any comments, see whether there is any different comments regarding a different way of doing it. So I had to stick to my old way. Also, what I will say is I changed the day and night cycle thanks to Jacqueline on the last video. So thank you for that. She's actually helped me out quite a lot this series so far. So yeah, big up Jacqueline for that. Thank you for that. Yeah. I changed it, but it still goes dark. I'm experimenting with it basically, but I didn't know I could change it, so I'm buzzing that I can, because this is the first time that we've been able to build in the day on House Flipper. And also Jacqueline mentioned that hers keeps on raining. I had that on my farm build one, my big farmhouse that I built, that it just rained every time I was playing, which was really annoying. But as you can see, we're just paneling it off now. A couple of minutes left of the video. Panel it off. We don't really need a tour of this one because you've already seen it as we've been going. There's literally 3 spaces, and you can see from the thumbnail that there is a big glass window showing the pool tables and stuff. But yeah, I've absolutely loved this build because it was a lot less worried about what's next, what parts are next, what things are next on this one. A lot less like that. So yeah, we've got 1 minute and 18 seconds to go in the video. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put some trees in. Put these big 5-foot trees in. I absolutely love them trees. I'm so glad I found them. And what you'll be pleased to know is that everything off this build has come from the game. So either the base game or the DLC. Nothing from the Steam Workshop, unlike the last video where quite a lot of it came from the Steam Workshop. If you haven't, obviously check out the Steam Workshop. It is very good. So there we go. This is the rec centre built done. So now we just put a sign on. We're trying to find a sign. So as always, I'll just do a little bit of a wrap up now. I'll put in the sign on. So again, thank you for watching this video. I do really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to sit and listen to me ramble on about absolute rubbish. You know, it makes my entire day knowing that you guys are loving what I'm doing. So yeah, as always guys, thank you for watching and have an awesome day.